Claude Design shipped a few days ago, gaining more traction than the Opus 4.7 release. Figma's stock dropped 7% the same day, and that's not a coincidence. The capabilities of this new tool are incredible. Datadog's team stated a 90% increase in efficiency using Claude Design for their complex designs. If you do not implement Claude Design into your workflow, you're missing out. But don't worry, I spent hours researching what people are saying about this tool, and that's where I stumbled on this guy, Ryan Mather. At first glance, it might not look like anything special, but this guy is the lead designer at Claude. He shipped 7 products solo for Anthropic, and after some digging, I found his exact playbook on how he uses Claude Design to make it all possible. Despite him being a real designer at Anthropic, every principle he uses is easy to follow even if you've never opened Figma in your life. That's the whole point of this video. I'm going to walk you through his 7 tips, give you the copy-paste prompts for each one, and end on the one thing Claude Design still can't do for you. Starting with tip 1, iterate live. In Ryan's exact words, iterate live. I'm usually able to design new features with an engineer in a single meeting because Claude is super fast at mockups. We can stay high level in our conversation, riffing on concepts and constraints and watching them come to life. Let that sink in. He designs an entire new feature with the engineer who's going to build it in a single meeting. And it's not just Ryan saying it. Anish Kathini at Datadog said what used to take a week of back and forth between briefs, mockups, and review rounds now happens in a single conversation. A week compressed into one call.
Nice.
So why does this matter so much? Because the Figma to Jira handoff, the design review, the let me take this back and iterate, all of that is what designers use to bill you for. And Ryan just said he does it in a 45-minute meeting. For vibe coders, you are the engineer and the designer, which means you run this loop with yourself. I tried this yesterday on a new feature for an app I'm building. Normally, that's a Figma afternoon. Sit down, design, export, hand to Claude code, rebuild. I did it in a 20-minute chat instead. So here's what I recommend. Open Claude Design. If you're on a team, pull the engineer onto a call. Type the feature as a single sentence. Watch the mock build. Talk over it. Then iterate and tweak live. And honestly, for iterations on existing features, Claude Design is faster than the meeting invite itself. Do with that information what you will. 3. Video demos. Ryan says to ask Claude to make video demos of your ideas. In general, Claude Design can do almost anything you can think of. It's honestly more like Claude Code than a canvas-based design tool. So Claude Design makes videos, I guess. You prompt in the same way you prompt for a mockup, except you say, make me a 15-second demo video of this flow. It animates the screens, it handles the transitions, you get a polished demo for a feature that doesn't even exist yet. Why does this matter for vibe coders? Because everyone selling an app on Twitter right now is showing a video, not a screenshot. A video, 5 seconds of the app doing the thing. That 5-second video is what generates millions of views. Before Claude Design, that video cost you an afternoon in Remotion or After Effects or a janky screen recording of a half-built app. Now it's one sentence. I tested this last night and here is the result. For an app that doesn't exist yet, I'm pretty impressed. If you want to make a demo video like the one I just showed you, you can steal this prompt. Pro tip, use this before you build the app. Post the video on Twitter, see if people engage. If yes, build the app. If no, you just saved yourself 2 weeks. 4. The comment tool. This is Ryan's favorite for speed. He said, use the comment tool to make rapid fire surgical edits. After a rough draft, there might be dozens of details you want to tweak. It's tricky to describe all the changes you want verbally, so don't. Point and critique. Once your first draft is on the screen, you stop describing changes with words. You click the thing, you type the twig, Claude applies it. Describing design changes verbally is brutal. The first prompt never looks the way you want it to, and by the time you finish the sentence of the next prompt, you've already forgotten half the changes you wanted. Don't look at Claude Design as a chat tool with a canvas, because it's not. I'd describe it as a canvas tool with a chat. Big difference. This is also really good for generating App Store screenshots. I generate the rough draft from a sentence, then crit every single element with the comment tool, 20 clicks and the screenshot is ready to ship. One fat first turn, every future screen is on brand for free. Pro tip, save that design system file inside your Claude project. Don't rebuild it every session. That's the whole point. And this is where Claude Design hits a wall. Because a design system is just a blueprint. The real bottleneck for a solo vibe coder is turning that blueprint into a live shipped product without burning out. That's exactly where Skywork comes in. Claude gives me the design, but I hand the execution over to Skywork. It is an AI workspace built entirely around the concept of a 24/7 autonomous cloud workforce. Instead of manually jumping between tools to build out the launch, I give Skywork one prompt. I drop my Claude Design mockup in and say, take this design, write the website copy, generate the hero graphics using Google's Nano Banana model, and format a pitch deck for investors. Then Skywork just autonomously delegates those tasks across its specialized AI agents in the background. But here is actually where it gets crazy. Skywork's integration with the OpenClaw protocol. Skywork is like giving your workspace autonomous hands. You can set up scheduled agentic tasks so the heavy lifting happens while you sleep. I've set up OpenClaw with scheduled tasks running at midnight. It automatically fires up, scrapes X and Hacker News for people complaining about competitor apps, extracts the missing features and drops a structured product opportunity report right into my Skywork slides. I wake up, read the report over coffee, and instantly know what feature I need to design in Claude next. Right now, you can spin up your own autonomous workforce on Skywork for free using the link below. And if you use code DOOBY20, you'll lock in 20% off the annual tier to keep your AI agents running 24/7. Massive shout out to Skywork for sponsoring this video. 5. Bespoke on-the-fly tools. Ryan tweets, ask Claude to make bespoke on-the-fly tools. In general, don't try to use Claude Design the way you would use a canvas-based tool. It's a different animal with different superpowers. Experiment and get funky. You'll find yourself designing circles around the way you used to. In plain English, stop trying to use Claude Design like Figma. Stop looking for the pen tool. Stop hunting for the frame menu. It doesn't work that way. Instead, ask for the tool you need. Need a color picker that matches a screenshot? Ask for one. Need a spacing tool that generates 5 variations at once? Ask for it. It builds the tool for that one session. Then the tool is gone. Next session, you can ask for a different tool. Why does this matter? Because this is literally what Claude Code does on the engineering side. You ask for a script, it writes it, it runs it, it's gone. Claude Design is the same thing, but for design. Edwin Morris at Jane Street nailed this shift in his engineering post. I find myself building prototype features that just do the exact thing I have in mind. He's not designing a representation of a feature anymore. He's building the real thing in one pass. That's the mental model. I used this yesterday to generate 8 different icon grid layouts for an app store listing at the same time. In Figma, that's 8 artboards and a headache. In Claude Design, it was one sentence and I picked the one I liked. The shift to steal. Stop prompting, design me a screen. Start prompting, build me a tool that helps me design this screen. Different mental model entirely. And pro tip, if you find yourself missing a Figma feature, don't go back to Figma. Ask Claude Design to build that feature as a tool for this session. 9 times out of 10, it works. 6. Connectors. Connect docs or Slack in Claude Design settings. Type, read this thread or this doc and build me a slide deck exploring design solutions for the problem raised. Walk away, come back, and pro tip, the longer you're away, the better the output gets. Don't sit there refreshing. This is the one workflow where impatience makes the results worse. 7. Know when to slow down. Ryan's final tip, he says, know when to slow down and do things by hand. New icons, spot iterations, naming, some details will always make an outsized impact. It can be easy to get sucked into the hyperspeed of agentic designing. Knowing when to slow down is an art form of its own. Let that sit. Ryan designed 7 products at Anthropic with Claude Design. He's the last person you'd expect to tell you to slow down, and he's the one telling you to slow down. Claude Design is incredible at speed. Iterations, mockups, variations, decks, videos, fast, all of it. But the 1% of design that actually makes people remember a product, the icon, the logo, the illustration on the empty state, the name of the feature, that's still a human job, still taste, still slow. To understand why, look at who's actually building this thing. Jenny Wen leads design for Claude at Anthropic. Before that, she was director of design at Figma. The person building Figma's biggest threat used to run design at Figma. Then you have Nate Parrott on the team, who was the founding designer of Arc browser. The thing Arc was famous for wasn't speed, it was whimsy. The tiny animations, the little personality touches, the stuff that you can't rush. So when ex-Figma leadership builds Claude Design and Ryan Mather tells you to slow down on the naming and the icons and the illustrations, that's not a throwaway tip. That's the entire philosophy. Ship the 99% fast, handcraft the 1%. And here's the community confirmation. The top comment on the Reddit launch thread was, quote, "will be helpful for the ones that don't even know how to make a proper design." That's the designer community politely saying this isn't for them, it's for the rest of us, the vibe coders, the solo founders, the people who have never touched Figma in the first place. Claude Design is exactly the on-ramp for us, and the 1% slow down rule is what keeps what we ship from feeling generic. I already do this in my factory. Nano Banana Pro handles icons, Remotion handles promo videos, Claude Design handles screens, but the app name, the hook in the App Store description, the tagline, that's me, still, slow, by hand, in a notebook, on a walk. Here's the rule I use. 95% of the design gets done in Claude Design. 5% gets done by me, away from any tool at all. That 5% is always the icon, the name, and the one piece of copy. If you remember one thing from this video, it's this. Speed is the feature, taste is the product. Use Claude Design to move fast. Use yourself for the part that moves people. All right, now let's recap Ryan Mather's full 7-tip Claude Design system. 1. Iterate with engineers live. Replace the Figma to Jira handoff with one meeting. 2. Video demos. Ship a launch trailer for an app that doesn't exist yet. Post it, see if anyone cares before you build it. 3. Comment the tool, point and crit. Stop describing changes with words. 4. Design system and core screens. Spend the hour up front. Every future screen inherits it. 5. Bespoke on-the-fly tools. Stop using it like Figma. Ask for the tool you need. It builds it for the session. 6. Connectors. Wire up Docs and Slack. Let Claude Design read a meeting and build the deck. Touch grass. 7. Know when to slow down. Icons, names, illustrations. That 1% is still you. Do those 7 and you're running Claude Design the way the guy who ships 7 Anthropic products by himself runs it. If you like this design flow, you need to check out this video right here, where I take you behind the scenes and break down the entire autonomous app factory I built. Having 11 Claude Code agents running 24 hours a day is just the start. The real engine is how I use Skywork and the OpenClaw protocol to fully automate data scraping and task delegation. With Claude acting as the design brain and Skywork handling the execution, watch that video next, and you'll understand why connecting a 24/7 cloud AI workforce like Skywork to Claude's logic is the ultimate productivity shift that has traditional software companies sweating. Click the link in the description right now and use code Doobie20 to spin up your own Skywork automated factory. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.